Okay, so hi everyone, or if you are Muslim, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Raya. That is not my full name, but that's the name I'm going to go by here on YouTube. And today I just wanted to talk about how and why Black Muslim women should divest. I feel like all over YouTube we hear, and I do enjoy, divestment content for Black women. I think it's so important. But I never really hear about why Black Muslim women should divest. And I think that we are one of the, I guess you could say, subgroups of Black women that need to divest the most. In this little snippet, I just want to talk just a little bit, like a small conversation about why. So pretty much, to sum it up, Black Muslim women, from when we are very young, and I know I'm going to trigger some people by this, but the religion is used to make us feel that we should only want poor men who can't provide for us. And I'm talking about Black Muslims, right? I'm a Black Muslim woman. I have two Black parents. And so that is the experience that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm not talking about South Asians. And I'm not talking about African Muslims or any other group of Muslims besides Black Muslims. So pretty much, yeah, we are conditioned from a very young age that we should be accepting, and we should be happy if a man comes to us. But if he's poor, you better still be happy about it. And it's the worst thing. We're taught this from a very young age, and oftentimes our fathers are usually not very successful either. So we don't get a chance to see Black men who are successful, who take care of their families. And so if you don't grow up around that, of course, you're not going to expect it from men when you get older and start liking boys, right? And you end up getting, a lot of Black Muslim women when they first get married, and we often, and this includes me, we get married to these young guys, these younger guys usually, because we're younger, and they have nothing. Their families have nothing. They have nothing to provide for you. And because we are raised to have this mentality, this scarcity mentality that, a man has picked you, so therefore you should just be happy. Because we are conditioned to do that, we don't realize that what we are going through is not normal. Not being provided for is not normal. It's actually not even encouraged in our own religion. But let Black Muslims tell it, a man who is poor is honorable. He's not providing for you properly. He's doing what he can, right? You should be grateful. Are you an ungrateful wife? If you're ungrateful, he's just going to go and marry someone else that will be grateful. So silly, right? And we're often, we're not encouraged to look outside of our racial group for men. We're not. But I think there's a reason for that. First off, I think a lot of Black people, and I'm talking about Black Muslims specifically, live very segregated lives anyway. So even the idea of a man, a Muslim man, for a non-Black Muslim man, for a Black woman is like, what? It's like, you can't even believe it. Now, me personally, this has never been my experience. I've always liked, and like I said, I've been Muslim my entire life. I've always liked guys who, some of them were Black and some of them were not, but they were obviously all Muslim. So, and I grew up around a lot of non-Black Muslims. So for me, if I liked the boy, I just liked him. I didn't know that I had that divestment mentality until I got older. But anyway, yes, we often can't even fathom the idea of possibly marrying a man that's not Black, non-Black Muslim man, right? And we're often told that these men, they don't like you. They don't. You don't speak their language. You don't look like them. You don't understand their culture. They could never like you. But I'm going to tell you from my personal experience, Black Muslim women, that's not true. Now, I'm not going to say every non-Black Muslim man wants you. And I don't think anyone should assume that, because naturally they're going to like women that look like them. But there are a lot of non-Black Muslim men who like Black Muslim women, but they don't know how to approach it. It's an unknown for them as well. And I think it's time for us to open our options on both sides and see where it goes. Muslim women, Black Muslim women, you deserve to explore your options, right? And in a halal way. I'm not encouraging you to just go run off with any man and he's Muslim, so it's fine. No. But if you find a good man that is a provider, that has good manners, that has a good family, right? Because let's be honest, a lot of us Black Muslims, we don't come from good families. And not everyone does. Even non-Black people can come from not so great families. But a lot of these non-Black Muslim men, they have wealth, they have family support, they have culture, they have, experience with traveling. They want to provide for you. They feel good about providing for their families. How many of us can say as Black Muslim women that we know Black men, Black Muslim men that feel honor in providing for their families? They don't. They just don't. In fact, most of us, and I'm including myself, we grew up on public assistance, right? We had a father who, was not legally married to our mother, and maybe he had another wife somewhere, maybe he didn't. But either our moms were working, right, to help take care of us because our dads couldn't, or we were on public assistance, food stamps, housing assistance, Medicaid, and any other thing that I'm forgetting, right? Black Muslim women, I really hope that you don't think that that is what a provider is. Someone that has to go to the assistant's office or forces you to go to the assistant's office because he can't provide for you. I've been in that situation. I was married to a young man who I loved dearly, but who could not provide for me. And also he was an abuser, but that's another conversation. These men, they just, let's face it. I don't know many provider Black Muslim men. I just don't. And maybe you do, maybe you have, what people call it now, a unicorn. Sure. Even though I don't think that there's such a thing. I just think that it's time for us to stop being, and I have experience in this. Like I said, I've been engaged to non-Black Muslim men. And I was also married to one. So it's not really like a big deal to me. They're not like these foreign creatures that you have to do all this stuff to get. They're really not. If you express some interest, because they are taught and told that we don't like them, they just want to know if you like them. And if you show interest, you'd be surprised how many of them will show interest right back. Now, don't be a weirdo and don't be a pick-me. If a man is showing you that he does not, he's not really interested in you like that, that's perfectly fine. There are billions of men for you to choose from. So just because one does not like you doesn't mean now you should give up. But I implore you to explore your options when it comes to men, but do not just get with a man because he is non-Black. If you, like I already said, if he has good character, if he comes from a good family, if he really values providing, right? All that other good stuff, see where it goes, get to know him. Like I said, in a halal way, in a way that's permissible, see what happens. And don't let your family discourage you either, because in my experience, my family wasn't all that discouraging, but they, you hear little comments here and there. I know one time I was having like a meeting, I guess you could say, with a young Muslim man who had a white parent and an Iranian parent. And oh gosh, my family, they told me that their family was going to eat me. All this crazy stuff that didn't happen. They actually treated me really, really well. Another time, I was interested in a guy, and he really, oh gosh, he really spoiled me. Because he was really interested in me. He paid for my flight, my hotel, my rental car, all this stuff to go across the country and meet him and his family. And my family was terrified. And, they were scared for me. That's understandable. But they said all these crazy things. This man was going to do all this stuff to me. And he was extremely respectful, right? Way more respectful than a Black Muslim man has ever been to me. Very chivalrous, paid for everything. He was even offended when because I had a headache when I got off the plane. And I went to pay for some ibuprofen. And he looked at me and he said, Oh, I was about to say my real name. He said, Raya, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm about to pay for my ibuprofen. What do you mean? He's like, no, you're not. Like, you came to visit me. Like, I have all of it from the entire time, every single meeting that we had. And I found out that we didn't have as much in common as I would have liked. So it didn't work out. But I have nothing bad to say about him, literally nothing. Like, he was a gentleman. It's just that we weren't all that compatible for other reasons. But he was a wonderful provider even then. I wasn't even married to this man. He offered to pay off my car. He asked me if I had any bills that needed to be taken care of, which, I happily obliged. Open your options, Black Muslim women. We see our sisters from, our fellow Black sisters, opening their options, and I'm happy for them. I myself, I am a divester, but don't let it pass you by. You see women in our community doing better. Why can't you do that? You can. You should try, right? Now, don't be unrealistic and think that these men, because they're from another community, don't deify them. Don't deify any man. Obviously, as Muslims, we shouldn't believe that anyway. But Black Muslim women tend to deify Black Muslim men. And it's a problem. Stop deifying any man. But if you want to get to know a non-Black Muslim man, just look at him as a man, regular man, and see where it goes. Everyone talks about vetting. Please do. Please vet. And vet a lot better than you would Black men, because a lot of Black Muslim women, they're just like, when it comes to a Black man, they just like fall out for him. Like, he doesn't even provide anything. He's raggedy or dusty. And you just like, you feel like, you've gotten a king, but he has no kingdom. Right. But then when it comes to non-Black men, we tend to be very hard on them. Makes them, they have to have everything. But for a Black man, you'll take a cardboard box to live in. So silly. Anyway, this has become a little lengthy. So please, Black Muslim women, open your options and encourage others to do it too. But not the mammies in your life, not the Muslim women who are like, worshiping Black Muslim men, and they love the abuse, they love not being provided for. Don't tell them about it. But if you come across a woman, a Black Muslim woman, who is open as well, and her, she's open to hearing about possibly, opening her options, invite her too, to explore and to see if she can find a man that is more suitable for her. You never know. That's all I got. Assalamu alaikum.